Three for the Money is brought to you by the Trend Center app. This is the best tool for sports betting research out there. On the Trend Center app, you can test betting systems from the past 20 years. You explore thousands of existing trends and systems from top betting experts. Choose from hundreds of filters to test different systems for each sport. Save these trends and get notified when these trends have games. Download the app for free using the link in our description and get a free 2-week premium trial. The normal trial is only 3 days. Using the code TFTM. Upgrade your sports betting research today. And they will have college basketball soon, so stay tuned for that. All right, now let's get to the show. Okay. We're here. We're back. It is 3 for the Money. New episodes every Thursdays, and it is now NFL Week 14. Week 13 is in the past. It is pretty depressing coming this close to the end of the football season. What is it, Sean?
I'm counting something. Sorry. Don't ignore me.
Okay. It is pretty depressing that it is week 14, week odds of this NFL season. Feels like it just goes by so fast. But it does give our lives very much structure. But we are here. We are back. My week was terrible last week. I went 3-7. And two of those 3 wins were both of y'all's picks. So
yeah, let's go.
Technically, I went 1-7. So vibes are pretty low on my end, but you know what? It's a new week. That was last week. This is this week. We're gonna move forward with another winning record, hopefully. Chris, how did you do?
I don't want to be mean. I went almost the exact opposite of you. I went 8-3-1. So
fantastic.
Very good week. It was great. After 2 weeks getting kicked in the balls, it was good to be back. So I know it's week 14 and I am sad. And yes, the football season is short. It's like that I forget what book it's for. It's John Goodman's narrating it. It was like, you think life is short? Football is short. And every time I see that, I'm like, yeah. It really is.
True words have never been spoken.
Like I said, 8-3-1 vibes are high going into this week. So I'm feeling good. Sean, how we doing?
So okay. Noon slate. I went 6-2. Very good record. I did not win a single bet past noon. So ended up going 6-5. Surefire hit. So
oh yeah.
Can't be too mad. I'll just say, what a snipe by me on that last week's Surefire.
Yeah.
Pat's team total under 17.5.
You couldn't be more correct.
I couldn't have been more correct.
There was no possible way for you to be more correct on that pick.
Was that the easiest bet like you've ever won? I mean, when it's team total 17.5 and they don't score.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gotta be as sweat free as it can get.
Other than like boosts of like if like Derrick Henry gets half a yard in the first quarter.
Those don't count.
Yeah, okay. Then yeah. I'd say it's up there. I'd have to go back and see, but yeah, I'd say it's definitely up there.
Nice.
Hell yes. Yeah. I'm very thankful that I took both of y'all's Surefire picks. I mean, they sounded like absolute money, so how could I not take them? How could not the people take them? But you know, I was absolutely terrible. I haven't even done the numbers on my record yet. I think I'm still positive on the season, but you know what? We're gonna move on. I'm not even gonna think about those numbers. I'm gonna think about this week's numbers. Okay.
Well,
This
what did you go? 3-7?
yeah, went 3 and
Yeah,
7.
you're still
I
up.
say
You're still up.
you were pretty comfortably up, so it shouldn't be
Yeah,
an issue.
you're still up.
Yeah. Um.
The gap
Anyway,
has shortened, but you're up. You're still up.
yeah. Hopefully it doesn't shorten anymore. Anyway, the first number we'll talk about is week 14. That is the number that we're on. And then the next number will be the first game that we talk about, which will be the Colts at the Bengals. The Bengals are home dogs. Why are you looking at me like that?
Best
What are you talking about?
14's a
could
number.
couldn't ask for a better transition.
Yeah. That's why they call me Will the Transition King Palmer.
I'd go by a different name.
I'd go by maybe not the most flattering name,
All right.
depending. Um,
Oh, yes.
well, what game are we talking about?
We're talking about Colts at Bengals. The
Hey,
Bengals are home dogs by 1.5. Massive playoff implications for this backup quarterback matchup for some reason. The AFC is low key wide open. It seems that half of these contending teams have they're like all the starting quarterbacks are out for the season. It's kind of weird. Uh, I'm gonna start this off one off. This is going to be very uncharacteristic of me. I will be taking over 43.5 in this game. Okay. The Colts, I think I saw today when I was doing research, they've hit 14 of their last 19 games for the over, which is insane. I'm going to take that. It seems like the Bengals, even though that they're on their backup quarterback is Jake Browning, who was a
Hawks.
stud apparently, absolute gunslinger out there for Thursday night football. This feels like a safe pick to me, which I'm cool with. I'm cool with being safe, just because this matchup is kind of like will Gardner Minshew come down to earth finally, please? Or will Jake Brown, is this a coming out party for Jake Browning? Or is this like, hey, you might have scored 34 points on Thursday night, but now you're going to score a regular amount of points. So I don't know. We'll see. I think the over is the good play in this. Chris, what do you think?
I think it is Jake Browning coming back to earth. The Colts I don't think they're a very good team just on paper, but they just find ways to win these games, which I guess theoretically makes them a good team. But they're always just right there, and then they find a way just to steal a win. I'm gonna take Colts money line. I think the Bengals come back to earth off of probably like one of the biggest wins of the year for them. And just the Colts have just been chugging along as much as it pains me to say. I don't know if Gardner Minshew is going to come back to earth. I think this might just be who he is, just a good backup quarterback. And I do like that over. I thought about taking it, but my guts tell me to take the Colts. So, Sean, what are you taking?
I will be rocking Colts -1. Um, so basically money line, but I'm getting it just at tiny bit better value. Um, both these teams coming off W's, week 13. If Christian Kirk hadn't had his nuts smashed in and Lawrence hadn't gotten hurt, I think the Bengals would have walked away with an L here.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But I that and to that extent, that's why I think the Colts had the more impressive win of these two teams last week. I mean,
Two
Titans
block
let
punts.
go. Well, yeah, the Titans let go our special teams coordinator. So uh, who knows what the fuck was going on with that? But yeah, two blocked punts, one for a touchdown, as just completely turned the game around. And
One might as well have been didn't or no, they kicked a field goal on that one, didn't they? One of the block.
I thought they scored.
No, they blocked two. I thought
Yeah.
did one of them they kick a field goal?
Oh,
I can't. It was all just a painful blur.
yeah.
A lot of shit
Um,
happened in that game. So
Yeah, I was just because I was gonna say they both might as well have been for touchdowns, but then I caught myself saying, "Well, wait a minute, I think one of those was a field goal, but I don't know for sure." But sorry, continue.
all good. But yeah, just Colts keep winning. They're going for their fifth straight win. And I think, and they're not playing juggernauts. They're playing pretty mediocre to bad teams. Um, but you've got to ride the hot hand here. Colts -1.
okay, I think that makes sense. That both of the things that you guys say make sense for this game. So yeah. Um. Okay. Next game. This game had the potential to be awesome, but not so much this season. Bills, Chiefs, Bills kind of pretty mid, if I'm going to be real. And the Chiefs are losing games that they're not expected to lose. So I don't know. It's like it's tough to know what to think about this game, but honestly, who am I going to bet on? Uh, the line's only 1.5. Chris, what do you think? I'm gonna throw it to you.
Um, Thank you. I'll take another money line. I'm taking Chiefs money line. This is we've. I feel like we've been set up for this so many times in the past. Like, is this finally the year the Chiefs actually don't get the 1 seed? Is this finally their quote unquote downfall? And then they just rattle off dubs. They do not look great right now. I will say that. But I mean, the Bills look terrible up until they beat the hell out of the Jets, and then someone else. I don't remember. Um, I just, the Chiefs are going to win this game, and it's in Arrowhead. I feel like the Bills just don't. I feel like they just don't win in Arrowhead. So I'm taking the Chiefs all day here. This is just a get right spot, and they remind us like who the fuck they are. So I think it's pretty simple for me. Will, what are you taking?
I'm also going to take the Chiefs here. I kind of led up to this before I threw it to you, but then I remembered that I had to throw it to you. I think if if I'm gonna put money on either of these teams, who am I gonna bet? Am I gonna bet Josh Allen with a mid-ass team that throws interceptions quite frequently, to be honest? Or am I gonna throw it to Patrick Mahomes, who has underperformed this season, but it's Patrick Mahomes. It's two-time Super Bowl winning Patrick Mahomes. I'm gonna take the Chiefs -1.5 here. It's I'm just trying to keep it simple. Maybe I did a little overthinking last week. Just trying to move past it. Keep it simple, stupid. Sean, what is your play?
Well, the Bills are terrible. They're fucking awful, and it makes me sad a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it makes me I like low key. I like the Bills. I think they're a fun franchise. They are a miserable franchise, and I relate to them very heavily. But also this one is super easy for me. And I was going to take this even before I found this, but I do have a little small interesting stat to back this up. Since 2018, Patrick Mahomes is 17-3 on the money line after a loss. This season, after a loss, the Chiefs are a perfect 3-0 against the spread. And I expect this to be 4-0 by the time this game goes final. I will be double dipping in this game of Chiefs -1.5 and money line. So we all ride. I ride with both of you boys, and we all ride together.
Let's go.
All right. Let's rock. Okay. Very simple game. Okay. Next game, the third game that we're going to talk about, Broncos at Chargers. Chargers are favored by 2.5. Seems kind of weird. They beat the Pats last week in a stinker of a game. An absolute, oh my gosh. I'm glad I didn't watch this game. This would be an affront to football. It's I don't know what happened in that game, except for the Pats not scoring any, obviously. But man, Chargers favored by 2.5. I just feel like they shouldn't be favored against anyone unless that team is really, really bad. And I don't think the Broncos are very bad. But I feel like this could be a trap spot here. But I will be taking under 43.5. That is my play for this game. I don't feel comfortable betting either side for this. Broncos defense is definitely something that you can bet on. And I think you can also bet on the Chargers fucking something up, like not in a good way. So
What they do best.
Yeah, they're not a very good team or franchise. So I'm taking under 43.5. I think that's the play here. I'm going to throw it to Sean.
I'd love to go. Well, Chargers snapped a 3-game losing streak in one of the stinkiest games this year against the Patriots without scoring a touchdown.
That's
I'm actually not sure if this offense has a pulse. And if it does, it's got to be on life support or it's in hospice care or something. But Chargers are not good. And the Broncos, if Russ hadn't thrown that pick at the very end of the game, they'd be one game within the Chiefs for the AFC West. Broncos are still one of the hottest teams in the NFL, and they're still fighting for a playoff spot. And this is a very winnable game for the Broncos. But I'm going to play it safe and just lay the spread of Broncos plus 2.5. Chris, do you agree or disagree?
I completely agree with Will. I am taking under 44. I agree with you as well, but I am taking under 44. The Broncos run the ball really well, and the Chargers cannot stop the run at all. Vice versa, Chargers cannot run the ball whatsoever. Their only real weapon is Keenan Allen, and the Broncos secondary is pretty damn good. So that's just recipe for the under 44. I feel like it's kind of high, honestly. For I mean, the Chargers offense is so bad. Like, I
They're
mean,
in hospice care.
they are like 6 damn points against the Patriots. But
Come
I mean,
on.
I can't shit on the Patriots too much because they pushed a +6 without scoring a point. So I guess I'm thankful for that. But yeah, it's under 44 all day here for me.
I think that the Chargers offense has a higher ceiling of capability.
Not right now.
Not right now. I mean, just like in general, when they're all healthy, when they don't draft bum receivers, like what Quentin Johnston.
Yeah, I really thought that guy. I thought that guy was going to be good at a TCU. I thought he was going to be good. That guy sucks.
Yeah, that is unfortunate for them. But you know, it's not about the potential overall. It's about the potential right now. It's very tough to see either of these teams really combine to put up what is that? 6 touchdowns at least. No, they'd more. They're more than 6 touchdowns.
No, that would. Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah, right. Numbers.
six,
I'm a numbers
six
guy.
and a Clearly 6 and a field goal.
Yeah. Um,
Clearly a numbers guy.
yeah. I'm all about the numbers. I'm Willie Numbers over here.
Oh,
Okay. Next game. Is this Sunday Night Football?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sunday Night
Eagles.
Football. Eagles at the Cowboys, divisional matchup. This game could rock. This game could be awesome. Both teams pretty white lava hot, except for the Eagles last week. Got absolutely boat raced by the far superior 49ers. I was trying to overthink it. I thought that taking the Eagles when everyone was fading them would be the play. It just wasn't. But
We all did.
yeah,
I didn't.
We all did.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
okay.
Well, okay, Chris.
Just saying.
Cowboys at home, favored by 3.5. Sean, what is your play for this game? I know that you are bricked up for this matchup.
I'm actually not bricked up for it because this game had me in such a pretzel. There's so many different moving parts to this, and this may go a little long, and I apologize, but I kind of got a lot to talk about with this.
Cook,
All right.
please cook.
The Eagles got absolutely smacked around like a misbehaved child at a Catholic boarding school against the 49ers. Like nuns spanking bare ass with rulers. Talking like, man, I did not see that ass beating coming. But at the same time, the Cowboys continue to put up huge numbers against bad or average teams. But this is honestly the last game that Philly has to worry about. Like, absolutely has to worry about. After this, their schedule is a complete cakewalk with Giants twice, Seahawks, and Cardinals. Cake, cake. And guys, I dug so deep into this game. Um, I'll tell you how deep I dug. Cowboys have the best point differential in the league, outscoring their opponents by 168 points.
God.
Yeah. So the boys can put up numbers. And, the Eagles are tied for seventh. They're tied with the Lions currently. And just with the way the Cowboys are playing right now, CeeDee Lamb is one of the hottest wide receivers in the league right now. Besides Tyreek Hill, of course, who is just an unstoppable. I don't think he's human, but yeah. And the Eagles secondary just got scorched against the 49ers. Absolutely scorched. But this just seems like such a bounce back game for the Eagles. And what really started this whole process was, what does the playoff picture look like between these two teams? And I was looking at the numbers, and can the Cowboys win the division? If the Cowboys win this week and win out, they will be 14-3. And
No.
assuming and based on the Eagles' remaining schedule, they will also be 14-3. If these two teams are tied, there's no way the Cowboys will win this division. Right?
I mean, what's the
It
second?
comes down to conference play at this time, which the Cowboys lost to the Cardinals. So they have one more conference loss. They'll have the same amount of division wins and losses. But it will then come down to conference play at that point. Um, but this may sound crazy, but even if the Eagles lose this game, they kind of have nothing to worry about for the rest of the season. Like this, as crazy as this is a game they can afford to lose.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And while the Cowboys still have to face the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Lions in their next 3 games after the Eagles,
Jeez.
Cowboys need to do their job at home to remain in the hunt to become NFC East champs, to win their division. And if they do that, they just have to hope for a miracle that somehow the Eagles will drop one of these cakewalk games, and then it'll come down to the point differential, which then the Cowboys will win the division. Um, and with all that being said, I am going to take the Cowboys -3.5. This may sound crazy, but you never know. Like, I think
Uh-huh.
I laid out some pretty good points, and I think it's just up in the air. I think the Cowboys just got to go and do their job. And basically, I'm just betting on them to do exactly that, just to, you know, beat the Eagles by 4 points, which is very doable at this point, with their secondary being just in shambles.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to hear what you guys think. I'm sure you disagree with me, but I would love to hear it. Chris, I can hear you snickering. So you go next.
Okay. I definitely don't disagree with you in the fact that I really have no idea what to make of this game because of pretty much everything you just said. Like just the runoffs from this game for both teams going opposite directions is wild, and that this is like the Cowboys like do or die game, and the Eagles, like you said, like they can play their backups the next month and and win out.
And they could still
Uh,
be the 1 seed in the
yeah,
NFC.
yeah, and I mean David Carr already thinks Marcus Mariota is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts, so I'm sure he would love to see that. But I'm just I'm sticking with my system all year. It's been load up on the Cowboys when they play shitty teams, fade them when they play good teams. I'm just because I don't know what to make of this game. I'm just sticking with it. Eagles +3.5. Um, I could see this being a game if I bet on the Cowboys and they lost. I was like, what was I doing? I've been right on this team all year. What was I thinking? And if the Eagles get blown out, I'm like, you know what? I stuck with my guns. I just went in my system that I've been going with all year. Sometimes it loses, so I'm taking Eagles +3.5. When in doubt, just like yeah, stick with your system. So, well, what will you be taking in this one?
So I think Sean here definitely has a galaxy brain moment. This man is playing like 5D chess. It is crazy. I didn't even think of that, but I guess it is that time of year in the season to where you got to think about seeding and playoff implications. You got to think about that kind of stuff. And these divisional matchups are the most important games. Um, this is uh this is a tough one to pick sides. I definitely shared what both of y'all felt with picking these sides, just the mental gymnastics on what to pick for each side. And Chris, you talked about sticking to your system plays. And I mean, it's no secret what my play here is. It's the under. It's under 51.5. I know it's lame. I know it sucks. I know it's a bitch move, but I'm doing it. I think all the primetime games last week went over, but like all of them
What
the past three what
what was the total for Sunday Night Football? Just because that was a little like it
that
was
went
kind of in the
over.
middle. It did okay. I didn't know
Yeah.
what the total was. So
Yeah. The total was like 42, 42 and a half. And
okay,
it was at like 49 or whatever.
okay.
So all I think all the primetime games last week went over. It was due. It was due for a loss. As gamblers, we know that sometimes you're due, and We stick to the system. Stick to the system. You're going to have losses. You're going to have dubs, but hopefully it's a winning system. Got more dubs than losses. So that is my play for this game. I know it sucks. I know it's a cop out. But I mean, it's worked for me. I am scared. I am scared though. 51 is very capable for both of these teams.
It is pretty high though.
Yeah, it is pretty high.
So at least you have that. It's not like it's like 44.5 or something like that.
Yeah. Cowboys, Eagles. That's the play. All right. Next game, Monday Night Football. Titans at Dolphins. Spread is 13.5. I think if people have faith in the Titans, they're completely wrong. They don't know anything about football or the Titans, because this team is an absolute dumpster fire. Chris, do you have a play? Do you have a play?
I want to say something. I want to say something real quick.
Okay.
Titans are the second worst team in the AFC behind the Jets because of strength of win.
Yeah, because they beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
And the Bills.
That's how fucking bad the Titans are.
Yeah. It's not
good. It's not good.
Fuck it. Give me a draft pick. Fuck it.
Yeah. Okay. Chris, what's your pick?
Well, as you can see, I have zero confidence in this team whatsoever. But I'm not gonna bet against them, so I'm over 46.5. The Dolphins can get this on their own. The Titans secondary is a disaster. And Simmons isn't playing, so I mean, just their whole defense is a disaster. The whole offense is a disaster. Special teams is this team sucks. So yes, the Dolphins can definitely score 47 points. Tyreek Hill is going to have 3,000 yards in this game. I would bet on the Dolphins if I wasn't a Titans fan. So over 46.5, and maybe something cool will happen. Maybe Will Levis will do something cool. But yeah, over 46.5. I'm so excited.
Word.
Will, what are you taking?
This is a system play. This is under 46.5. I'm very scared. This is the only way I'm going to take a Dolphins under for the rest of the season. I've learned my lesson. With Dolphins unders, but they're playing prime time. I got to take it. This is a system play. Not very confident, but you know what? We're gonna rock with it. Maybe the Titans defense will just not be incredibly not good. Incredibly not bad. Maybe. So that's what I'm hoping. Not very confident, but we're gonna rock with it. Sean, what is your play?
I wanted to go back to what Chris said about Tyreek Hill. Do you guys know who has the single most yards in a NFL game?
Is it Tyreek Hill?
No, it's not Tyreek Hill.
Like ever?
Yeah. Like the single best wide receiving game.
Oh, wide receiver.
In NFL. Yeah.
I don't know. Calvin Johnson. I don't know.
Is it Khalif Raymond?
No, it is. Calvin Johnson is second.
What? Jerry Rice.
Khalif Raymond. Jesus Christ. No, it was Flipper Anderson.
That's not a person.
Of the Los Angeles Rams in 1989 with 336 yards, 15 receptions, and 1 touchdown. Against the Titans, Tyreek Hill is going to surpass this with fucking ease. He is already just a superhuman as it is, going against a just awful secondary. He's already on pace to have the best wide receiver season ever. And I feel like this game is almost cheating to get him that, like, stat, like that praise, because this is just it's going to be so easy for him. But that's not the play. I just wanted to bring that up. How Tyreek Hill is going to eat Monday night.
Uh-huh.
Spotlight's on him. That's where he likes it. He is going to eat. I would invest heavily on all of his overs. But shit, I lost what I was gonna say. Okay. In the 12 games that the Dolphins have played this year, they have scored 384 points. That's averaging 32 points per game. And much like the Cowboys, boy, do they sure like to beat the shit out of bad teams. And their team total is set at 30.5 for Monday. I really don't want to bet on either side of this game. I'm not going to bet against the Titans. I'm not going to bet on the Titans, but I am going to bet the Dolphins score 31 points.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, no question.
That's one of the highest team totals I've seen. And
NFL,
it's like that's just money. That's just free money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the play. Dolphins team total over 30.5.
Okay. Well, that's going to be our full slate of games that we talk about, go a little bit in depth with. So now we're going to go to our Surefire picks, our Surefire double unit plays. Okay. Who wants to go first?
I'll go
I
first.
can. Oh, okay.
No, you can go first.
Okay.
Chris, tell me your double unit Surefire play of the week.
I would love to, Will. I said it earlier that this was kind of a no-brainer. It's Chiefs money line at home against the Bills. Sean stole my stat, so
I'm sorry.
thanks. But but yeah, like you said, since 2018, 17-3 straight up after a loss. 10-0 last 10 after a loss straight up. So Chiefs money line all day. Like I said, they remind us just who the hell they are, and they get back on track. So, Sean, what is your double unit Surefire guaranteed not to lose play of the week?
Well, I have since switched it since we started talking.
Ooh.
And it was something that Will said that was like, yep, I'm gonna take this. My double unit Surefire play of the week is Cowboys minus 3.5. Will saying I'm on Galaxy Brain time was just like, if I am right in this, it will be like Will last year with his Jags covering the playoff game against the Chargers. He had the biggest brain of all of us last year for that single play, and I want that credit this year. I want more credit. I want a galaxy brain. I don't want a big brain. I want a galaxy brain. And I feel like I don't have to repeat anything I said because I think it's just all true. Cowboys just need to go in, do their job, and just win. Win by a touchdown. You can do it. You only lost to the Eagles by 5 in Philly. You're 14-0 at home in your last 14 games. Win. Do it. Blow them out of the water. I would love to see our Eagles friend just in shambles because it was really fun watching him watch that game last week. So Cowboys minus 3.5, double unit, Surefire play of the week. Will, are you ready to give your Surefire play of the week?
Yeah. It was just really fun to see our friend quite beside himself.
It's fun to see your friends suffer.
Yeah. It's there's no easy way to say that. Okay. Okay, my surefire pick of the week is actually the same stat that I gave out last week. It's the well-rested unders. Teams where both teams are more than 7 days rested and the over-under is less than 50 are 72, 34, and 2. Okay? I'll be taking Vikings, Raiders under 40. This stat, of course, was brought to you by the great people at the Trend Center app. Yeah, and both of these teams, the Vikings and the Raiders, are both 2-18 on the over 2-8 on the over under in the past 10 games. Both these teams struggle to put up points. I know that Justin Jefferson's back. That doesn't scare me. 40 points, under 40, it's a lock.
Yeah,
No way around it.
I don't think JJ coming back should scare you, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
who's
he-
throwing to him?
yeah, I don't know.
Hey, easy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, is he
Yeah,
wasn't
one
he
bad
benched?
game. No,
No?
O'Connell said we'll see in practice, but I mean you kind of have to say that if the guy has like 4 turnovers,
Yeah,
and he's a
okay.
backup. I think they're gonna roll with him.
But that's
I
why
think
I
they're gonna
said
roll.
I don't know, because I mean, I don't think it's been announced yet as of yet, but
I think
unless
they're.
it has.
I mean, honestly, it's not like Josh Dobbs to I forget the guy's name, the kid from BYU. I think he's from BYU. It's not like some like otherworldly drop off. I think
Mhm.
they're probably around the same skill set. I would guess.
Well, I was gonna say I think Dobbs is better.
I mean, Dobbs is better, but it's not like if like if they bench Dobbs, you're not gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
Like he's
yeah,
the franchise.
yeah. True.
He's our guy.
Yeah, like it'd be
I mean,
sad, but because
God,
like a
people were shaving their heads and their eyebrows for the guy, but I mean,
that son of a bitch feels so stupid. That
yeah.
fan who shaved his eyebrows. They hadn't even
He's
grown back yet, and Dobbs threw 4 picks.
hey, he's still the alopecia king. So,
He is. He always will be. But damn,
yep,
that guy, that fan's got to feel like an idiot.
yeah, yeah.
Yep, that's my play. Vikings Raiders under 40.5. Well rested unders. We're running it back. Same as last week. Okay. That's our surefire picks. Let's go into the rest of our cards. Sean, what is the rest of your card for this NFL week?
Rest of my card. Well, sorry, I had to pull something up. I have the Panthers Saints under 37.5. I still like that stat that we gave out, which we found on Trend Center, which is total set below 38 have a insane hit rate, which hit last week. One of them, I think. Well, hold on. Well, besides the Bengals Jags, which was set at 38, but the Falcons Jets game was another just easy win. I mean, that was one of the weirder scores I've ever seen too. 13-8. Just when we were watching it, I turned to Chris and I was just like, God, what a fucking Falcons Jets score. I mean, it was like, it's just
No, you're right.
Next I've got the Ravens -7 against the Rams. I think Ravens kind of start laying their dick on the table a little bit. Showing off at home against a 500 Rams team. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I also have the Lions Bears over 44. Those games always get weird. I think any game that the Bears are involved with in a divisional game, they just get wonky. And I think I think I'm going to bring back sneaky over. This is a sneaky over game. Lock it in. Next game, I've got Texans Jets under 33 for the same reason I have Panthers Saints under 37. I don't think the Jets could put up any points against this Texans team. Texans just lost Tank Dell for the year, unfortunately. You hate to see that. Yeah, you just hate to see a rising player who's actually like he's pretty fucking good. Just go out like that. But yeah. I also have the Bucks Falcons over 39.5. I feel like that could get a little gross and just no defense will be played at all. And to cap it all off, I've got the Seahawks Niners over 47.5. Seahawks put up numbies on the Cowboys, which was a pretty fun game to watch. And obviously we know what the 49ers can do. So I feel like this game could go over pretty easily. That's my card. Who would like to go next? Will, would you like to go next?
Yes, I will go next.
Okay.
Because Chris probably has like 13 more plays. Good way to round it out. I got 2 more plays. One of them is the Detroit Bears over 43. I don't think that this is a sneaky over. I think that if you don't take this over, you don't know what you're doing. I think that the Lions have an amazing offense and that the Lions also have a terrible defense. And I think that divisional games, a lot of things can happen. It seems that like the past couple of games that the Bears have played, they've shown that they are kind of somewhat competent, even though they are one of the worst teams in the league. It shows that they're sort of putting the pieces together a little bit. I don't know. Call me crazy. But over 43, I just think this is such an easy, like, Lions go up 21 in the first quarter and then Bears come back, much like the Saints, who have a dog shit offense. I think that the Bears are more than capable of adding to this over in the total. Then my other play, I got Green Bay at the Giants. I think this is the other Monday night game. This is the under 36.5. This is a system play. Hate it. It stinks. But this is probably going to hit. I feel pretty confident about this. I don't have any confidence in Tommy DeVito. I think that Green Bay could probably score 30 and Giants can't really do a whole lot. So that's where I'm going. Those are my plays. Green Bay, New York, under 36, and Lions at Bears, over 43.5. Chris, what's the rest of your card?
All right, we'll start out with maybe a spicy one, I guess. I'm fading both y'all. Lions, Bears, under 43.5. This game's being played outside. Jared Goff is atrocious when football games are played outside. He sucks. The Bears defense is sneaky good right now. They're actually playing with their hair on fire lately. I know the Lions this season, they have had a good offense. They went up, they scored 3 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes against the Saints and then fell asleep at the wheel. I don't think they can do that against this defense right now, honestly. And I heard there's going to be some bad weather. Heard a lot of wind is coming in. So Lions, Bears under 43.5. Fade and Sean again on this one. Rams +7. I think LA's got a sneaky good offense. They moved the ball pretty easily against a good Browns defense last week. And honestly, I think the Rams defense is pretty I think the Rams as a whole are an underrated team. So if you're giving me a touchdown with them, I'll take it. So give me +7 on that. This line has moved a lot since I wrote this down. I wrote down Jets +5.5 because that seemed like a lot of points. But it's now the numbers moved to 3.5. So I'm switching. Texans -3.5. If you give me 3.5 with anyone against the Jets, I'm going to take it. That team blows. I know Zach Wilson's back. Whoopee. that team blows. So Texans minus 3.5. Let's see, skip down. 49ers minus 10.5. They're just going to keep rolling. Seahawks come back to earth after I think they played out of their minds on last Thursday night. I don't think that happens again. 49ers smush them. Falcons minus 2.5. Falcons, their run game, pretty good. I think Tampa Bay's defense is incredibly overrated. So Falcons minus 2.5. And then let's close it out with the stinker. Hold your nose. Panthers plus 5.5 against the Saints.
Jesus Christ.
God.
Panthers are playing better. Not good, but better. Much
Who
like the
is-
Falcons. What?
Did did Derek Carr get hurt?
Well, I have that written down.
Okay.
First of all, much like the Falcons, the Panthers are playing. They have a good run game right now. They have a good run game right now. Saints can't stop the run whatsoever. And like you just said, Derek Carr possibly hurt. He was limited at practice today. I
Mhm.
saw Taysom Hill. I don't think even practiced. So
It's Jameis time.
could be Jameis time.
It's Jameis time.
And, Michael Thomas, obviously on IR. Olave played last week, right? I didn't watch
Yeah.
that game. Okay.
I don't know.
I think he did. And then Rashid Shaheed is questionable. So, yep, that's it. Those 13 plays this week. I love it. Let's ride the hot hand.
I fully understand why you took the Panthers. I get it.
The Saints blow right now.
Yeah.
And they're not
Just,
good at home. They're not good at home at all.
Mm-mm.
It's tough for me to put money on really either of those teams. So
Especially Jameis.
yeah,
God forbid.
it's tough to know what you're getting yourself into in that game.
Yeah.
But you're a stronger man than I. Okay. Yeah, that's it. College football bowl season's coming up. Let's see what else. What else in the gambling world is going on? I really haven't been doing too much midweek gambling. It's
Yeah,
been it's a busy time of year.
Yeah, it's a busy time of year, and I also got taken to the cleaners a couple weeks, like these past couple weeks during the weekdays, and it's just like, man, ugh. Let's just wait for Sunday.
Yeah. How did you do yesterday? I saw you had a bunch of plays.
I think I went 2-2 or 2-3 with the parlay, but yeah. So I was actually checking after I made those picks. I was checking my Pickett account because you can see I love Pickett. You can see like all different like leagues and like what you've won in leagues, and surprisingly the NHL is my absolute worst league. Yeah, I found that to be quite surprising, and I was like, oh. But then after last night I was like, I get it. Like just like these little like 2 and 3 nights, they add up. So it's like I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I guess I feel like when you are real hot with the props, it was kind of like you hit like one or two plus money ones, or you would miss those, but get like 2 or 3 like minus odds ones.
Yeah. Which I will start getting back into props, but I think the props like really skyrocket after the new year.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna wait till after the holidays to get more into that. I dipped my toes into it a little bit earlier this year. Still, I didn't feel confident in a lot of them, and yeah. So, but yeah, I was pretty good at props last year, but they do come back to bite you in the ass every once in a while. So, but that's fucking way she goes.
Mhm. Um it's kind of the same way with like the NBA. Like January NBA is like, for me at least.
Well, the
it's like,
NBA doesn't start till after Christmas.
right,
Everybody knows that.
right. So right around then is when I'll kick it up with NBA. And normally the way that my brain thinks is what happens. At least it did in 2019. I remember that. Hottest time of my life.
4 years.
4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I was the hottest gambler in the world. Of course I remember that. January 2019. Of
You know
course I
what?
remember that. Can you blame
You know
me?
what, Will? Yeah. God damn it.
You were just like,
Bro.
what usually happens in my brain is what happens. At least that's what happened back in 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Will? Nobody can take that away from you.
No, I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
It was just I wasn't expecting that to go that way.
I'm not saying any of us were trying to, but it's just Will math again. It's just funny.
Numbers don't lie.
Nope.
They can't lie. They don't have feelings. That's not how numbers work. They're inanimate. They're like letters, but numbers.
Okay.
Anyway,
where are you going with this?
No, I don't think he
Nah,
knows.
just riffing. Okay. Let's see. I don't think we need to comment on the college football playoff. I think enough has been said on that. You know, we're an NFL show. But when it comes down to it, whatever.
I am betting every bowl game again this year.
How many is that?
It's like 60.
A lot.
All right.
I don't remember exactly what my record was last year, but I remember going perfectly even. Like I went 500 and then with a push. So as even as you could get. Some say that's harder than winning every bet. So
yeah,
I'm pretty excited. I'm
Okay.
pretty excited. Yeah,
We're running out of time.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
okay. So, yeah, that's going to be it for us. Check out the Trend Center app in the link in our description. With that link, you get a 2-week free premium trial. The normal premium trial is 3 days. Super great app. Super great for winning trends in sports. Get notified when your trends are active on any games. Yeah, it's a great way to consistently stack up wins. I've said it a couple times on the pod, but the end of the MLB season, right before the playoffs, I used it to triple my bankroll on one of my my sportsbook apps. It was crazy. Just consistent. You know what you're gonna get. Consistent wins. Few losses here and there, but it's a trend. It's not a sure thing. It's a trend. So yeah, that's going to be it for us. Follow us on everything. Link is in the description. Follow for Bandit's Thursday night pick, Bandit's Thursday night, Sunday parlay. His all dog parlay. Maybe he'll do one this week. Maybe he wasn't quite feeling it last week, or the Thursday night game. I mean, Thursday night was wild. It was crazy. Who can blame him? But yeah, that's going to be it for us. Thank you so much for listening, watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps us out. Any way you interact with this really, really helps us out. Tweet at us, make fun of us, do whatever. Doesn't matter. It really helps us out. Okay. Am I missing anything?
Nope.
I think you covered it.
Okay, cool. Well, that's going to be it. There's 3 of us. Now let's make some money.